Coming up, the search is still on for a dean of Newhouse. University officials announcing none of the first batch of candidates brought to campus will become dean. We'll have the latest.
Plus, college Democrats square off against college Republicans. We'll break down their annual debate.
And a Fayetteville man shows us how to make a life's work out of doing what you love. Citrus TV News Live at 6 starts right now.
Citrus TV News Live at 6 starts with breaking news.
The search for a new dean of the Newhouse School will continue. Officials just announced the previous 3 finalists are no longer under consideration. Good evening, I'm Amber McElrath.
And I'm Toni Bianco. In a meeting with Newhouse faculty and students this afternoon, Vice Chancellor John Liu said they're still looking for someone with significant academic and industry experience. Liu also emphasized that this is not a failed search, rather, it's simply the first in a stage of a long process. Liu is assuring students the next round will be the final round, but it may take 3 months. Multiple faculty at the meeting expressed support for interim Dean Amy Faulkner to take on the role full-time. New at 6, SU students debate at Maxwell Auditorium every year on political issues in the United States.
Citrus TV News reporter Josh Meyers is in the studio to break down the debate. Josh?
That's right, guys. Last night, the SU College Democrats and College Republicans had a debate to discuss immigration policy. I was at this heated debate to see how exactly students disputed over this controversial political topic. It's the College Democrats versus the College Republicans. Last night, Syracuse University students, faculty, and staff packed into Maxwell Auditorium to watch the 3rd annual debate between the SU College Republicans and Democrat groups. The discussion centered around current issues regarding immigration in the United States. Topics included family separation,
one of the most controversial issues facing this administration,
immigration and customs enforcement.
We argue for a reformation and expansion of the U.S. Immigration's customs enforcement,
and policy solutions.
We believe all people to be equal, no matter who they are or where they came from.
The event was split into 3 rounds consisting of 2 debaters from each organization per round. Each section included an opening statement from both sides, followed by time for the 2 teams to argue on each of their points. More than 200 students attended the debate, and things became heated as students argued over some contentious policy issues.
ICE stops crime. They stop criminals. They protect our country, our values, and our people. Undocumented immigrants pose no inherent threat to our safety or well-being, yet this topic has become the foundation of the entire GOP platform.
The debate was moderated by political science professor Grant Rear, whose job was to keep the debate moving along and to interject questions throughout the 3 rounds. He tells students why it's important to have these debates every year.
It's also particularly gratifying for me to have been able to watch something like this come together when the political adversaries beyond the campus are having a hard time these days constructively engaging with each other.
For Citrus TV News, I'm Josh Meyers.
Thanks, Josh. The Not Again SU of the campus address. The 3-page address condemned the bias incidents on campus and also criticized the administration's response, calling them, quote, complicit in the repeated crimes. Not Again SU also reinforced their demand for institutional changes to Syracuse, as well as the creation of a multicultural learning center in every dorm building. The address can be found on Not Again SU's Instagram page.
Water is back on in the Marshall after a shutdown earlier today. Workers were able to fix a water leak. The Marshall staff sent out an email informing residents of the shutoff, which started at 10 this morning.
A Syracuse library and a Syracuse gaming company are teaming up to put a twist on youth education at libraries. Citrus TV's Frank Salerno discusses how the 2 are working to develop kids' social skills beyond the books.
On a normal day at the Betts Branch Library in Syracuse, you can find many common folk doing many common things, like making copies, or looking for a book to read. But the kids may be having a bit more fun.
In conjunction with TGC Player, the library is encouraging students once a month to put down the books and pick up the cards in an event they call a safe place to game.
I think it's good to have a variety of programs. The kids that come here do like to sort of do something. So the library doesn't only exist for people to read anymore, right? card game programs provide a different way of learning in some ways. So like Pokemon provides some math learning and things like that. Also, a lot of the kids that come here are not necessarily from rich families, and TCG Player provides them with free cards. They often have things that they give out to the kids, right? And so they get to leave with something, which I think is also really nice for them.
TCG Player is an international online store for buying and selling trading cards.
They're based in downtown Syracuse and use events like Safe Place to Game to connect with their home community.
For TCG Player, we get to spread the knowledge of these games. You know, we get to give back a little bit. We do some outreach, you know, just helping to form our local communities and grow them up a little bit. And, you know, hopefully they'll grow up and they'll start to play these games themselves.
Moore sees trading card games as very useful in developing young interpersonal skills.
Especially in today's sort of technologically focused world, I think it's nice to do something where we're playing, you know, like this tactile thing, and engaging with each other in conversation.
Developing key social skills, person to person, and Pokemon to Pokemon. Frank Salerno, Citrus TV.
This trading card event takes place the first Wednesday of every month at the Betts Branch Library. Similar events also take place at several libraries throughout the Syracuse area. And students on campus are promoting safer sex practices. There's a pizza party happening right now at the Barnes Center where students can help put together safer sex express packages and wellness first aid kits. It's all part of Frisky February, which promotes sexual health awareness to students throughout the month.
University officials announced this week that Syracuse University's annual Service of Commemoration will be held on March 10th. The event honors SU students, faculty, staff, and others who have passed away since January of last year. All right, Amber, unfortunately, when I looked outside my window this morning, I saw something I just did not want to see. I saw a lot of snow.
I know, I was walking to campus and I guess I wasn't paying attention last night before I went to bed because when it was snowing, I was really confused. But Citrus TV weather anchor Liam Crowley is live on the Citrus TV weather deck. Liam, is the snow going to continue to fall?
Thanks, guys. I'm here outside on the Citrus TV weather deck where it is pretty cold out right now. It's about 34 degrees, and we saw precipitation earlier in the day. Our first snowfall in a little bit, but that snow looks like it's not going anywhere. It is pretty chilly outside. Kind of wish I brought my scarf for this one because it has been cold. But advancing now to tonight in Syracuse, temperatures are going to stay consistent, staying around that 34 degrees mark. What it is right now, it's going to continue till about 2 a.m. Around 2 a.m., we might see a bit of a shift. Temperatures dipping a little bit, but we are going to see some more precipitation tonight. That being rain to start, transitioning into snow for the morning. Looking towards our wake-up weather forecast at around 9 a.m., you're going to want to make sure you have your boots on and ready. You want to make sure you're bundled up because it's going to be 28 degrees, but that's actually going to feel more like 20 degrees, and there is going to be a lot of precipitation on the ground. Snow is going to continue for a long time on Friday. I'll give you all the details in my full Friday weather forecast in just a little bit. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Liam. It's not exactly what I wanted to be hearing, but if you're looking to escape the snow, the Winter Fair is returning to the State Fairgrounds this weekend. The fair will feature food, rides, music, and entertainment. Admission is $5 for adults and $3 for teens and seniors. The fair runs only this weekend, February 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Now, new details on Governor Cuomo's ongoing feud with President Trump. Representative John Katko is now volunteering to help mediate Cuomo and Trump's debate over New York's new ID laws.
Cuomo says the federal government is retaliating against the state, which now allows undocumented immigrants to get driver's licenses. The Department of Homeland Security says New Yorkers will no longer be eligible for global entry programs because of this.
DHS says the law limits the Department of Motor Vehicles from sharing certain information with federal agencies that is used for background checks required for the programs.
Governor Cuomo is removing the taxes from beer flights. Beer flights are the sample portion served in most breweries. Cuomo says this is another way for New York to help support the craft beer industry by helping breweries create jobs and grow local tourism. This comes after the federal excise tax on beer barrels were cut in half earlier this year. Turning now to the Syracuse music scene, music stores have struggled in the age of online commerce, but for some businesses, personality is their selling point. Sam Gelfand reports on a Fayetteville shop that's been hitting the right notes for decades.
Tom Hosmer says he needs 30 minutes to warm up. Funny thing is, it doesn't matter which instrument he warms up on. Award-winning fiddle player by night and fiddle repairman by day, the sole owner and operator of Hosmer Violins has seen thousands of instruments come through the doors of his Fayetteville shop. Over 300 violins, violas, and cellos line every wall of this single-story storefront, including the kitchen.
By the time we moved over here, we threw out a lot of stuff. It wasn't a year before this place was full. My office is ready for a nuclear weapon, I think.
Hosmer has sold and repaired new instruments since 1970, but he specializes in antique European violins. He's even worked with one of the world's most expensive instruments, a 17th century Italian violin called a Stradivarius.
There's this open seam, so I glued it. So that's the only actual work I've done on Strad, but I got to play It's Like Roman Strad for like 2 hours.
Hosmer Violins is celebrating its 50th anniversary in November, and Tom Hosmer is showing no signs of slowing down. He says he can't imagine life after violin. To him, something about it just strikes a chord. Hosmer is 71 years old. He does not have an apprentice. His 2 adult children did not follow him into the family business, and he fought off prostate cancer a decade ago. But he isn't worried about the future. He does what he loves, and he'll keep doing it until it's time for his swan song.
When I get old and decrepit, well, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I don't see myself retiring only because I love to do that. I love coming here. If I was retired, I'd want to have a shop in my house and still work on violins.
Sam Gelfand, MCC News.
Thanks so much, Sam.
And coming up, presidential candidates are on the road in New Hampshire. We'll have a story from our reporters on the ground in the Granite State.
And who says we need to deliver only news from Earth? Coming up, a story that's out of this world. We'll be right back.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177. or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
President Trump is responding after being acquitted by the Senate of obstruction of Congress and abuse of power charges. In a statement at the White House today, the president did not hold back in sharing what he thought of the impeachment saga.
We've been going through this now for over 3 years. It was evil, it was corrupt, it was dirty cops, it was leakers and liars. And this should never, ever happen to another president, ever.
Despite being acquitted, the president still faces heavy criticism from Democrats, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who reiterated that Trump will be, quote, impeached forever.
Now, Monday's Iowa caucus results are still too close to call, with 97% reporting, but candidates have moved their focus to New Hampshire. Citrus TV reporter Gabrielle Caracciolo is in Manchester with the latest.
Thanks, guys. That's right. The first primary in the nation is just 5 days away, and with impeachment and the Iowa caucus out of the way, candidates are focusing all of their efforts here in New Hampshire. This is expected to have an increased importance after the chaos we saw in Iowa. A win here could be a big boost in fundraising, and a loss could mean the end of the campaign. Now, one of the places that candidates are stopping by is this bookstore right behind me. And earlier today, I actually caught up with Senator Michael Bennet inside. He skipped Iowa and has been focusing all of his efforts here in New Hampshire.
I think I always thought that Iowa was going to be a muddle when it finished. I never knew the reason, that it would finish the way that it did. But that's why I made the decision to be in New Hampshire. I've spent more time here than any other candidate, and I did 33 town halls, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to do another 50, and I'm going to finish those. Not finish them, but I'll hit the 50th on Saturday. So I think that was a good decision, and New Hampshire is basically making this decision from scratch.
Thanks, Gab. Our team of reporters at the primaries will keep you updated throughout the week. An astronaut, Christina Koch, is returning to Earth today. Koch has spent the last 328 days working on the International Space Station.
Her spaceflight is the longest by any woman in history and the second longest single mission by an American astronaut behind Scott Kelly.
Koch participated in more than 210 investigations, including an experiment on microgravity crystals to locate a protein that helps cancer survival.
Syracuse today, and it looks like it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I'll give you the details of my Friday weather forecast in just 90 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
All right, taking a look at your Friday weather forecast. It's going to start at about 28 degrees as I alluded to, but that's going to stay and feel at about 20 degrees when you first wake up. And that snow is there and it's not moving anywhere throughout the entire day. Snow all day tomorrow. It's going to start with snow showers and that's going to continue to heavy snow from about 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then from 3 to 7 p.m. it's going to be pretty light snow, but eventually it'll turn back into snow showers from 7 p.m. until midnight. Taking a look at the snow outlook, there's a reason for that, and I'm putting it at a very high. A wintry mix will start at about 5 a.m., as I alluded to, with that full snow coming from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then the light snow, which, is not going to be too bad, but it's still going to be precipitating, so definitely watch out for that. You're going to want to be bundled up all day, boots and all. Make sure you wear layers as well. Snow showers are going to continue throughout midnight. And taking a look at current temperatures throughout central New York, everything is about in the high 20s or high 30s. We see Ithaca there at 37, Binghamton at 36, Elmira at 36 as well. Syracuse right there at 32, right in the middle of the pack, so nothing too crazy going on. Syracuse a little bit colder than other cities in central New York, but nothing too out of the ordinary. I'll tell you more about what you can expect in the weekend forecast in just a little bit, but a lot of precipitation is expected for this weekend, and there's also a lot going on with Syracuse athletics. JD, what's going on in sports?
Well, Liam, if you're into SU sports, then you're going to love what we've got coming up for you after the break. Women's hoops in action tonight, men's and women's lacrosse with season openers tomorrow. I'll get you ready for it all right after this.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Syracuse women's basketball is under 500 with just 8 games to play, but the Orange have a chance to fix that tonight. Welcome back to News Live at 6. I'm JD Raucci. Coach Q and company have dropped 5 of their last 7 games, but they've got a good chance at redemption tonight against Boston College. Our Cooper Boardman is out in Chestnut Hill. And Coop, what should we expect from this game?
JD, welcome to Conti Forum. We're less than an hour away from tip between Syracuse and Boston College. The Orange need a win. They've lost 5 of their last 7, and to do so, they've got to go against Emma Guy, the standout from the Rochester area for BC. Back-to-back 20-point games and the ACC Player of the Week. The thing, though, for Syracuse is Emily Angstler. She's been phenomenal over her last few games, including a double-double against Virginia on Sunday. That one's set for a 7 p.m. tip-off here at Conti. Should be a fun one. Back to you, JD.
Excited to get that one going out there in the Commonwealth. Make sure you're following our women's basketball reporter Chris Sachi at Sach Christopher on Twitter for updates throughout the night. The women's hoops team is on a bit of a downturn, but expectations for the men's lacrosse team are sky high. Orange coming into the season ranked 5th in the Inside Lacrosse media poll, getting ready to open things up tomorrow night against Colgate. Remember, the Raiders beat SU in the season opener last year, and senior Stephen Rafus says the team wants that one back.
From the moment that game ended, I think everyone was talking right away, like, I hope we play them that same Friday night first game of the year. I've had it circled on the calendar ever since I found out. I remember asking the coaches over the summer if it was finalized. I think everyone's really looking forward to it, and it's definitely a bit of a revenge game for us and for me personally.
You can catch tomorrow's men's opener at 4 o'clock on ACC Network. And right after that men's game, the equally hyped SU women's team hits the Dome turf for their season opener. The preseason number 4 team in the country welcomes in state rival Canisius to the Dome tomorrow night at 7:30. And the Orange are looking as formidable as ever. SU boasts 4 Inside Lacrosse preseason All-Americans and attacks Emily Harris-Chuck and Megan Carney and defenders Sarah Cooper and Carrie DeFleece. The Orange are 6-0 all-time against the Golden Griffins. And speaking of the turf being back in the Dome, a guy that tore it up on Ernie Davis Legends Field this year is headed to the NFL Combine. Syracuse.com's Nate Mink is reporting that Tristan Jackson received an invite to the Combine today. Jackson chose to forego his final year of collegiate eligibility after receiving a favorable draft grade. He led the team in every receiving category this year and will showcase his talents in Indianapolis at the Combine from February 23rd to March 2nd. And we'll wrap things up with NBA trade deadline news. Former Syracuse star Dion Waiters is walking to Memphis as part of a deal highlighted by former Finals MVP Andre Iguodala heading to the Miami Heat. Waiters will be joined by teammates Justice Winslow and James Johnson with the Grizzlies. Meanwhile, the Knicks have also made a move. New York is set to ship Marcus Morris to the LA Clippers as part of a 3-team deal that also involves the Wizards. New York will receive Mo Harkless, the Clippers' 2020 first-round pick, and a 2021 second-round selection.
All right, thanks so much, JD. Sounds like there's a lot going on the Hill, but when we come back, we'll have one last look at your weather.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, Liam, like I mentioned earlier, I was really confused this morning when I woke up and there was snow on the ground. Am I going to see that again tomorrow? Do I have to break out my snow boots?
Amber, the snow boots is probably a good idea because we're going to expect a lot of snow tomorrow, and it's going to start at about 5 a.m., so around 9 a.m. when people normally wake up, expect some snow. Looking at the 5-day forecast, it's going to continue throughout the weekend as well. Snow showers expected on Saturday, a nice off day Sunday, partly cloudy skies with some sun, but back to rain on Monday and showers again on Tuesday. So those snow boots, you might want to just wear them every day.
All right. Thank you so much, Liam. That's unfortunately all the time we have for you on Citrus TV News. Be sure to follow us on our social media at Citrus TV News. I'm Toni Bianco.
And I'm Amber McElrath. Have a great evening, Syracuse.